Now I will take my main validation called doors, and inside this I will add sub-validation. So you click on add sub-validation, and then you select the validation you want inside this one. So in my example, this is doors exterior and interior. And all my sub-validation will inherit the settings from my main validation. So in this example, for instance, since I have category is doors in my main validation, I can actually remove them from my sub-validation. However, you don't need to do it, but be aware of that's how it works. And inside my sub-validation, you can see that I'm also just validating the things we looked at, the right uniformat code. I save this, and now when I'm validating my main validation, it will of course validate all my sub-validations as well. But the key here is that we will now have two sub-validation inside here, and you can see the result in one place in one validation card instead of having actually two. And yeah, you can have as many sub-validation as you want, but now you can see everything inside here. So that's good. I have one more example I would like to show you. So in this example, I'm going to validate LOD and LOI, and this is for all my categories. So create from scratch, you can call it LOD and LOI. You could also maybe filter out some of the Revit categories, and then you can do category is not. And then we know that, yeah, spaces, you don't need to have LOD on those, stones. What else? We can do levels, project information. We don't have that. Any systems maybe? Yeah, you can basically filter out all of those systems. But for now, just leave it be. And since I'm validating instances, I will do is type equals to false. So I'm only validating my instances, not any type. And then I'm adding LOD and LOI. So LOD and LOI. And here, I'm not going to validate against a certain value like 300 or 350 or do exist, but I'm actually doing something called RegEx. And that's a way to actually check the format of the string value. So I choose RegEx and I copy paste this one. And you'll see how it works easier in the result. So I'm just going to validate this. I head over to the result, and then you can see how many are passing, failing, and missing. But since I actually used regular expression, you can now see that everything that doesn't have 3 digits will fail. So if you just use a dash or a dot or whatever, those will be failing. Same with this LOD 200, because they are also not fulfilling my requirements in my regular expression where I specific told them to validate against 3 digits.